So our mantra had always been to create one of the world's best arts campuses in the middle of one of the world's best arts precincts. So to do that, obviously we had to bring the Conservatorium down here.
The building brings over 1,000 music students to the centre of the Arts Precinct and allows them to really engage with what is their industry.
Being next to the Melbourne Rehearsal Centre, the Melbourne Theatre Company, just being in the hub of the Arts Precinct is amazing.
Virtually all the spaces are performance spaces, rehearsal spaces, and for us that means learning spaces for musicians. We wanted to have a sense of the building being open to the world, symbolically and actually. The building has got lots of natural light in it. Very unusual for a building that's about music because the three main auditoria have to be soundproof.
This is a very internalised building. A building like this doesn't necessarily need to be on such a busy part of Melbourne. It wants to be acoustically separate, quite private in many ways. This is a building of a particular type of complexity.
We really thought about this building as being very transparent, offering views into the building so that the activities within could be understood. Each of the large rehearsal spaces is box-in-box construction, and what we mean by that is that the interior envelope of the room is separated from the structure of the building, and so any vibrations or noises that might be transferred through the building structure are not transferred into the space itself.
This is a very vertical building. It's a lot of program on a very small plot of land, and some bits just couldn't fit.
We've had to stack 3 rehearsal spaces, one on top of the other. We've also created a linear park.
Our rotunda, this 4th chamber that sits outside the building.
And this is really about sort of opening out the campus to the community and to the other people within the precinct. The acoustics of many conservatoria are such that they can be very quiet buildings, and when you step in the front door there's no sound. And this building is designed so that there might be a little bit of leakage out of the practice rooms and rehearsal rooms only into the common areas.
When you're walking through the corridors or in the foyer spaces, it's really wonderful to hear the sounds. It gives a sense of the building being alive.
At the very start we talked about the way a building can actually suggest composing or playing music, and that aspect of dexterity in the hand, whether you're playing a piano or writing some music.
It's not only beautiful architecturally, I think it's very, very functional.
To be a music student often means many hours of solo practice in a room, and in many conservatoriums the practice spaces tend to be an afterthought. We were very keen to create practice spaces that have daylight and views.
I feel like my sound is not just reaching that room, but it's extending beyond that and through onto Melbourne. I'm used to playing in such a small, constricted practice room that I'm always hesitant to let myself go with my sound. I honestly couldn't believe how good I was sounding in such a great space.
Philanthropy has really been a major part of achieving this wonderful building. First of all, the name of the building is the Ian Potter Southbank Centre, and it's the Potter Foundation that have been one of the great supporters of not only the development of this building, but other buildings on this campus. When you walk into the building, you walk into the Mark and Eva Beeson foyer space. The main concert hall is named after one of the great bequesters of the Conservatorium, a husband and wife, Louise Dyer and Robert Hanson. This space is named after Kenneth Meyer. Prudence Meyer Auditorium is yet an acknowledgement of the Meyer family, and the Meyer Foundation have been principal donors for the construction of this space.
I'm a 3rd generation member of the family who's deeply involved with the Arts Precinct. Going back to my grandfather, Sidney Meyer, he was passionate about music. My father was deeply involved in the creation of the Arts Centre. 100 years on, we are still doing things to help music in the city. We get a lot of pleasure of helping the precinct in whichever way we can, and it's a benefit for the community.
Buildings such as this are a speculation. We can be as predictive as we possibly can, but one of the great joys is coming back and seeing things working as we imagine they may. It'll be the unexpected things and the shift and changes over time that I think will be particularly fascinating.
To walk into a completed building, on one hand it's almost as if we've been here before, but on the other hand there are constant delights kind of opening up as we move around the building and experience it in its completed state.
I feel so open and free when I'm here. It's a fabulous experience to be able to look out onto this city and the Arts Precinct and to feel this is our place here. This is amazing.
It's been a big project, but the outcome is fantastic. I think we now have one of the world's best conservatorium buildings. this faculty will be in the top 10 in the world, and that's our aim, it always has been.